Happy New Year. I'm Amelia. This is Reinventing You, and today we're going to talk about making a vision board. How's it going? Today is my first video of 2019, and beginning this year, I am posting twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays around 5 p.m. Eastern. I hope that you will make plans now to catch my videos in 2019, and if you are, please give me a thumbs up. Today I want to talk about vision boards. You may see a lot about visioning and vision boards on YouTube. Vision boards are usually a collection of pictures, images, words, phrases that come together to kind of guide a person or give inspiration or direction, focus for a period of time. Right now we're talking about 2019, a new year, and time to make some plans and goals and visioning and think about what I'm going to do and hopefully what you're going to do in 2019. As I was working on this video, my husband said, "You've been working on those kinds of things for a long time," and it's true. About 2013 or 2014, I think, a good friend of mine, Kathryn Barr, got me started. She's taught a class about some things you can try in the new year, and of all the things she taught, this has stuck with me. I've done it every year. So a shout out to Kathryn. I've got a link to her blog that she just started below. Kathryn is an teacher, administrator, and educator, a brave woman, and a great friend. So I am inspired every year and think about her when I do my vision board. What she taught me to do is simply take some magazines and make the vision board. She sent me some pictures of her and her family doing their vision boards for 2019, so I'm excited to be sharing those. And I also have some pictures of my own vision boards from years past. Now, you don't have to use magazines. You could use images from the computer. You could either print them off, or if you are computer savvy, you may know how to cut and paste and Photoshop pictures together on your computer where you can save them or even print them out. I haven't gotten that savvy yet, and there's something really fun about sitting down with the magazine and having the paper and cutting and tearing. There's something I really like about that over against sitting at the computer and doing these kinds of things. In the past, I've been fortunate enough to have a great supply of magazines, because you don't know how many times as a leader, a preacher, or teacher you need pictures from magazines for what you're doing. And I used to have this huge tub full of old magazines that people had lent me. Well, I recycled all of those when I retired, so I no longer have that supply. So I went out to the store before Christmas and I bought some magazines. I tried to find magazines, 5 or 6 magazines, around $5 or $6 a piece. I spent around $30 at the store. I recommend not using People or Us Weekly or soap opera magazines or even prevention magazines. Those are kind of small. But you know what I'm saying? Don't get the really tiny ones. It's better to get the larger magazines, but try to get a variety. I have a video here of me working on this year's vision board. What I usually do is try not to think. If you're the kind of person who gets easily distracted and will want to read the articles and look at the pictures more closely, you either need to make a decision. Either go through the magazines and read them before you start, or make a commitment to do it afterwards. You really just need to go and pull whatever calls to you, whether it's a phrase, a sentence, a picture, an image. You can't think about it. You can't say, well, that's not really me. Or I remember one year thinking, these visions that I'm pulling aren't very colorful. I need to find some more color. Or I want some pictures of flowers. You really have to stop yourself. You just have got to pull whatever just really kind of, hits you in the gut. Make a gut decision rather than a heart decision. Okay, this is really what I need to do. Pull the pictures. You can cut them, but I usually just pull the pictures right out. I'm not trying to be perfect. I can go back and do all the trimming that I need to do. So what I do is I sit there and I go through all the magazines, try to do it very quickly, and then I go back and I take the same pictures that I pulled and I just look through them. And I may or may not use everything that I pulled, and that's okay. You don't have to use everything. Just use the ones you really want. Then I get a piece of paper, usually 8.5 by 11, but if you have bigger, like 12 by 12 pictures, that's also acceptable. I mean, just whatever you want to do is fine. And then I usually also make make sure it's some kind of cardboard or card stock so that's a little bit heftier when you're putting down your images and your words. I have in the past used glue. I've used tape. One year I just put everything on the piece of paper and took a picture of it so they weren't really, on there at all. This year I used tape, and the benefit of using a little tape is that you can slip, once you put like a word or phrase or a visual, you can still slip things behind it, and it's easier to move around if you change your mind about the placement. In the video I have here, you see me working around and trying to figure out what images that I wanted to use and what order, and then I went back after the video and I actually really thought about where everything would go. You kind of want a sort of a pattern to look at and something to say, okay, this is what I think I want to do, and then later on really focus on what you want to do. Also, after I put everything down, I usually go back and trim it. That also helps the vision board as well and keeps it a little bit neater. Don't think about what you're putting down. Just get the things that really mean a lot to you and put them on there. I'm going to talk about the next video, what it means, some of the things that you might want to consider. So here is my final vision board for 2019. As I said, on Thursday, I'm going to go through it and look more closely at it and talk about how I can use that for this year. Now, I encourage you, go in the next couple days, go to the drugstore, the grocery store, even a bookstore, and get you some magazines, spend some time pulling some pictures, put your own vision board together. It's a lot of fun. It's also something you can do as a family or with friends, and it is something I look forward to every year. I'm Amelia. This is Reinventing You. If you plan on following me on Tuesdays and Thursdays around 5 p.m. Eastern in 2019, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I invite you to do that. There's 3 ways that you can do that. There is a box in the corner that says subscribe now. You can click on that. There is a red box below in the description, and you can click on that. And at the very end, on that very end board where you see maybe a couple of videos and there's a picture of me, my little headshot, you can click on that as well and subscribe that way. I hope that you have a great new year, that you have fun with your visioning board, and I hope that you have a great one. If you are the kind of person who gets easily distracted and will... You're messing up my video.